Detroit, you should be very appreciative of Brad Holmes and the way he's operating right now. I don't want to hear, oh, well, why didn't we go after Marcus Williams? Shut the f up.
Guys, the Lions are continuing with a quiet offseason. What do you think of their signings yesterday?
So far, so good. No complaints on my end. You're not going to hear me pounding the table for big signings. They're not ready. And I think the best thing I can say to all Detroit Lions fans this morning is you weren't ready for a Marcus Williams signing. I don't believe, my opinion, that you're ready to draft Kyle Hamilton at number 2. I think you need to take an edge rusher, hence draft the cocaine. But these offseason moves have been quiet, steady, non-committal, not extensive in terms of the contract length or the amount of money due. Brad Holmes crushing it. This is what I mean, and this is what I've been trying to say now for months, is you have a GM, Detroit, that knows what he's doing. And I'm of the belief that he's not going safety at number 2. And whether these signings want to point you in one direction or the other, I really don't care. But my concern with Lions fans moving forward is you need to understand what's winning in the NFL. Okay? Now, quarterback wins in the NFL. 7 of the 8 division winners last season, Jeff. The best quarterback won the division. Now I'm going to flip it on you, though. Jeff, compare Jared Goff to a winning team's quarterback. Can you name a few for me?
Ryan Tannehill.
Who else?
Off the top of the head, Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. Okay, I don't mind that at all. I think Jimmy a little better, but that's fine.
But similar in terms
Kirk
of
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins,
right?
Another one.
So you can win with an average guy, but what do all those teams have that the Detroit Lions are trying to build?
Well, great rosters and great coaching.
Great coaching. Very good rosters. A very good defense. San Francisco, Tennessee, good defenses.
Yeah.
Run game. San Francisco, Tennessee, they can run the ball. Outside of this year for Tennessee, because they went out and got Julio Jones. Who was their big-time receiver? A.J. Brown? Okay, he's not even a star yet. So you don't need that, technically, to win. You need good coaching and a good roster. And if Dan Campbell is the guy that you believe in Detroit, he's going to win you football games this year, guys. Because Jared Goff is a capable quarterback. Is he a franchise guy? No, he isn't. But you got to stop acting like it. You have to stop acting like you have everything in place to go all in. You're not ready yet, Detroit. And whether that's you drafting Malik Willis at number 2 overall this year or an edge rusher, that will be on Brad Holmes and his team to make that decision. But it's very important to remember, you don't need it to be successful. You don't need that to win divisions, to get to the playoffs, to win playoff games. If you have the coach and you have a roster, you can work around a quarterback. Now, just look at the Rams. They had the roster, they had the coach, didn't have the quarterback, kept coming up short. All right, go out, get our quarterback, win the Super Bowl year 1.
Broncos didn't win, but they did that. A similar fashion.
Eventually they did with Manning, but with Russell Wilson, we'll have to kind of wait and see. But
they had the roster.
That's kind of where I'm getting at is Detroit, you should be very appreciative of Brad Holmes and the way he's operating right now. I don't want to hear, oh, well, why didn't we go after Marcus Williams? Shut the fuck up. Oh, why didn't we go after an edge rusher? Are we going to pay that guy from San Francisco a lot of money? Shut the fuck up.
That is what they sound like.
Shut up.
That is what they sound like.
Let the guy work. You're finally going in a direction that I can at least respect. The organization is feeling confident about it. You can't point to another point in this franchise's history where you felt more confident in a GM. This is the first time in a long time you've acquired draft capital. You are now in the running, Detroit, to possibly trade back to number 8 because Atlanta will be in the market for a quarterback. Carolina will be in the market for a quarterback. You may have that opportunity now that 3-4 weeks ago you didn't think was possible. Shut the hell up. Let Brad Holmes operate. Jeff?
You took the words right out of my mouth, Adam. And especially with this situation, like, and this is why people, I know they overreact, and just listening to other networks and other radio stations talking about it, like even fans on Twitter, it's about understanding the process, number one. I know people always say, well, you say you're not ready to win yet. When are you going to be ready to win? There's a process, and Brad Holmes clearly has a vision, clearly, in the first year. Although the win total didn't add up, you still landed a number 2 overall pick. We have a guy who we believe in to make those selections. He did great last draft, found a stud in Amon-Ra St. Brown, found Penei Sewell, didn't miss on the first-round pick, of course. So relax. Everybody, and not just people in the chat. I'm talking about all across the people that are freaking out about this free agency. They did just fine. They did their job. They signed guys non-committal. They gave guys 1-year prove-it deals like DJ Chark. They re-signed players that were here last year that played well. Charles Harris, Tracy Walker. So you can't really complain with how the offseason Brad Holmes has had. I think you look at the facts with the Lions. Why would you go and pay a Marcus Williams if you can't even get to the quarterback? It's like, what? Marcus Williams go to a Baltimore Ravens team who can get to the quarterback, has an exceptional defense already. They're just more ready to win. And of course, they have their quarterback figured out. We don't even know if Jared Goff, as much as we don't hate the guy, he's clearly not the future at quarterback. So it's not a very attractive place for free agents if you don't know who's going to be your quarterback in the next year, and your team's still in a rebuilding process. So free agency, I was not surprised. I knew they would just go after depth. That's fine. That made perfect sense. Right now, the Lions need to focus on the draft, whether that's taking a Kayvon Thibodeau, whether that's taking a Kyle Hamilton, I could care less. Malik Willis. We just have to see the plan unfold, and right now we're starting to see it. We really won't know the plan until come April, late April, when he's making the selection at number 2, whether it's a safety or an edge rusher or a quarterback for that matter. I think that'll explain a lot more than what we're talking about right now. Next offseason would be the offseason. That for me.
The kitty cat toy in the chat. We could have had Rashawn Slater. Don't ask. I don't make these fucking YouTube names. You guys need to change up your YouTube names. I expect better names than this. Anyways, you could have had Rashawn Slater instead of Sewell. Look, man, they're both good players. I don't want to knock on Rashawn Slater because I was actually one of the people begging for the Lions to take him at 7. But Penei Sewell fell to your lap. You take Penei Sewell, and they did. And it worked out. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. This isn't Martin Mayhew. This isn't Matt Millen.
No.
This isn't Jebediah. This isn't the family accountant. This isn't the guy that changes the oil for the Fords. This is Brad Holmes. Shut the hell up.
He's got a process.
That is the most qualified GM you've had in the building in 58 years. Do me a favor, Detroit. Shut the hell up. Now, do you need more than just a roster? Yeah. You need this head coach to work out. Yeah. Eventually, you're going to have to get a quarterback. But you know what? If I told you that the Atlanta Falcons offered this year's 8th overall pick and next year's 1st to trade up from 8 to 2, and you took it. Let's just say you took it.
Right.
Do you understand what that means for your franchise, Detroit, or are you too stupid? That means you are going to be able to take a player you really like at number 8, and next year, if you just decide not to move up at all in this draft, you will be able to have 3 first-round picks, no matter where you finish, where your record is. Likely 2 of them might be in the top 12.
You can move them.
You can move up and go get your quarterback.
Oh.
That I can guarantee you. So Detroit, you are in a position you have never been before. Shut the hell up. Stop asking for marquee free agent signings and draft a goddamn foundation that you can stand on and go from there.
Right.
It's not hard. Draft the cocaine. I'm going to be saying it up until the draft. Draft the cocaine. It's not hard. Go find an edge rusher. You don't take a safety at number 2, and if they do, I swear to God, I'm not sure what I do with myself.
What would you be more pissed at?
I would rather they take a fucking punter, number 2 overall, out of San Diego State, than a fucking safety.
Malik
Can I make myself clear?
Okay.
I'd prefer Malik Willis,
Okay.
yes, over Kyle Hamilton. I figured that's where you're going. Sorry, I'm a bit dramatic this morning.
Just this morning?
I mean, depends. Give or take on the day.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, I'm more okay with them taking a quarterback, Jeff, than a safety. I prefer an edge rusher over a safety. It's just more valuable. It's more valuable to this football team. You're not ready for Kyle Hamilton, guys. You're not ready for Marcus Williams. You know why? Because you can't get a pass rush. You've been bottom of the league for the last 6-8 years.
Right.
What's Kyle Hamilton going to do when Aaron Rodgers has 6-7 seconds to throw in the pocket? Then what? Oh, well, Adam, we shut down Lamar Jackson last year. It's one game, you jackass. Congratulations. You don't have a consistent pass rush. You need a TJ Watt. You need an Aaron Donald. You need a D Ford. Every goddamn team that's good in the NFL, Hendrickson out of Cincinnati, Max Crosby, they have an edge rusher. Why? Because how do you negate an opposing team's quarterback who's very good? You put him under duress. You put him under pressure.
Look at the AFC West. They're getting all these pass rushers for a reason. For a mother effing reason.
Jesus
that is
Christ.
the reality of it. But yeah, I'm not, honestly, I'm not as mad about the Kyle Hamilton at 2 as I am about the Malik Willis at 2. I don't know why.
How? One at least I can respect. I would lose all faith and respect in Brad Holmes immediately.
Because Kyle would be able to, at least, worst case scenario, you have a guy who can contribute.
He contributes.
And he can play.
All right, let's play fast forward. I'll play devil's advocate for Kyle Hamilton right now. I don't mind. Hear me out. 3 years from now, the Lions are in the Super Bowl. Is it because A, they drafted Kyle Hamilton 3 years ago, B, they ended up moving off of Jared Goff and getting a quarterback, C, that their head coach ended up being actually very good, or D, they built a really good roster, or E, all of the above except Kyle fucking Hamilton? Oh, what do you know? All the other three I just listed. And he can be a very good player in the league. It's not a knock on Kyle. But Detroit, you are not ready for him. You are not ready for a player like that because you can't get to the quarterback. Oh, well, Adam, we can line him up in the box and set him on in the blitz. What are you going to do that every single play, you dumb shit? Kyle Hamilton, very good prospect. Phenomenal. Can cover sideline to sideline. It's unbelievable. I'm sure he'll be a great ball hawk in the NFL. Not what your football team needs. And if, okay, let's say I entertain it and you take number 2 Kyle Hamilton. Okay, fine. You have now missed out on taking the edge rusher you want because I can't guarantee you, especially with Ajabo going down, that Boye Mafi's stock just went up, that Cameron Thomas's stock just went up.
Right.
And these are the players that are going to be moving up in the board.
Jermaine Johnson.
And there is no guarantee for sure in hell that Thibodeau, Jermaine Johnson, Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, Boye Mafe, there is no guarantee they will be available at 32. And how willing are you to trade up? And what do you have to give up to trade up? Or I know that there's a Nick Cross in this draft. Now, are they Kyle Hamiltons? Look, I will accept they're not. But do I need that level? Do I? At that position? When out of the top 7 in the league currently, only 2 of them were drafted in the first round. The other 5 were drafted in the second round or later. Come on, guys. We can talk about how good the player is. I can respect that. I get why you fall in love with him. But positional value does hold weight. And I'm not talking, I ignore all the optics of it. What is more important to your football team winning? Getting to the quarterback or having a ball hawk safety?
No question.
It's always getting to the quarterback.
Get to the quarterback.
Come on, guys. It's not a hard conversation.
Position's closest to the football.
Maddie,
I see your point.
Go ahead.
No, I see your point. Honestly, you always get me with these questions. That's why I thought it was interesting. For me, like Malik Willis, I probably have more questions about him than I do Kyle Hamilton, but I get your point, though. You need to get to the quarterback. That's why, it's edge rusher or bust at 2. That's how I always felt. And that's
Think
how
about it. So I just brought up that there's no guarantee at 32, right?
Right.
Well, there's no guarantee that Ojabo will fall. And even if then, let's say he falls to you at 34 and you're all in. He's coming off an Achilles injury. You show me the edge rusher that has come back from an Achilles injury. Granted, he's much younger than most. It's a tough, nagging injury, even if science has caught up so well.
Right.
That's fine. You're never the same. Believe me, I've had ligament and tendon damage. You're never the same. I've had it in my hand, in my knee. It's never the same no matter how hard you rehab it. You'll feel good, but you'll never be what you were. That is a fact. You're never the same after. Okay, invest everything into David Ojabo. Okay. It's such a big risk for me. I'm of the camp that they can either take a quarterback now or an edge rusher at 2, and I'll accept it more than a safety. You can get Brisker, sign at the end of the first round, and if they're not available, fine. You go in the second round, third round, you're probably going to be able to get Nick Cross. You can get JT Woods out of Baylor later on. He's a guy that scouts are falling in love with.
Some more safeties.
You don't believe me? Ask the 2 goddamn scouts on the network, Russell Brown and Scott Bischoff. And please, I'm going to leave you with this before we go to break. Brad Holmes comes from where, Jeff?
Oh, L.A. Les Snead.
Les Snead,
yeah.
Who is the father of drafting safeties in the mid-second round or later. He comes from an organization that understands positional value. And what I will leave all of you with before we go is there a pass rusher in today's NFL that you would draft number 2 overall, yes or no? Maddie?
No.
What do you mean no?
I mean, no. I'm taking Kyle Hamilton.
Shut the hell up, Maddie. Jeff, is there a pass rusher in the NFL right now, TJ Watt, any of them, that you would draft number 2 overall?
Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Is there a safety right now that you would swap with, right? Because you're going to give up. Think of it this way. If I told you could trade your number 2 overall pick for TJ Watt, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you do it for Minka Fitzpatrick?
Hell no.
Shut the fuck up, all of you.